Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 40 of Power Up, your favorite superhero podcast.
Whoa!
Our favorite superhero show to do for you. My name is D. Marchese, otherwise known as the Beast NJ, and with me, as always, is my faithful sidekick and co-host, Greg Verga.
Hi, D. Marchese.
Hey, man. How you doing?
You?
I feel like we have, just postponed our friendship because you've been so busy.
I know, legitimate.
I just have not seen you. We have not really talked that much. It's been nuts.
I know. The weird part was...
Haven't done the show. We've missed a couple shows.
This is true. The weird part to me was E3 happening, and we spent all day together. Yeah. And then it was just kind of like,
yeah. Yeah.
I think that day kind of ruined us all. And then I've been working like nonstop crazy. You've been working nonstop crazy. How's school going for you?
Oh, school's a nightmare. School's a living nightmare. This is my last week of this current session.
Woo!
Yeah, and then I get a whole week off, and then I get to go right back to it.
Oh.
But
at least that's something.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being done with the Spanish class. It is not fun. I'm not looking forward to going to the advanced levels of Spanish because...
What's your favorite sentence you have now in your Spanish
Fuck offo. I'm not a fan, dude. I'm not a fan. I don't know how I'm going to get through these advanced levels. I totally bullshit my way through this.
Fuck offo.
It's not a good time. But before we get into that and what we're going to be doing today, this is, of course, Power Up, your favorite superhero show. It goes live on youtube.com/The Level Up Network at Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which, by the way, we've seen a crazy resurgence of support. So if you're new to the channel and you're just seeing the show for the first time, what's up? Welcome. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate all of the love you've been showing on our YouTube channel. Big thanks to all the E3 videos that Andrew worked really hard to break out and put up here. So welcome to the channel, guys. We hope you like the show, and if you do, let us know. Hit the like button, share some of your feedback in the comments.
We comment back to all of y'all, which is always a good time.
Yeah, I'm always checking the comments. I'm always checking the comments, and I usually get to respond to almost everybody. The best way to support us, if you wanted to, is Patreon at patreon.com/The Level Up Network. $1 or more if you want. Doesn't matter. It helps us out a whole bunch in making the show better. As you can see, we've upgraded cameras and things like that.
If you go back and watch the first episode of Power Up to now, we look gorgeous.
I think that's it. I haven't done this in a while, but I think I hit it.
I think you hit it all.
So this is episode 40.
What?
And what better way to celebrate 40 episodes, Greg, than an E3 2016 spectacular?
Yes. Ooh, spectacular.
I'm pretty excited about this.
That's spectacular in Spanish.
I'm pretty excited about this because we don't get to talk about video games a whole bunch on this show because there's not a ton of superhero video games. Boy, is that changing.
And it's changing in the biggest way possible with our favorite superheroes too, which I'm so
much to discuss today.
Yes.
It's going to be a little more of an unconventional show. So like I said, if you are just joining us, the show will be a little bit different next time you see it, but it's pretty much you're seeing what you're signing up for here.
Yeah. It's us.
It's us. It's us. So
I want to, before we do that.
Yeah.
Do you have your coffee and or tea, sir?
I do. Yeah, I have coffee.
I want to say a big cheers to my good friend Dino. Even though we sometimes don't talk for some days on end, just know that I'm constantly thinking about you, brother, and I love you dearly, and I hope everything's going well.
Thank you.
He's wedding planning, he's schooling, he's working, and he's a very accomplished young gentleman.
Yeah, so you better get this time away from us now because when the wedding comes, we're going to need your ass up here.
Oh, 100% I'm there.
Let's try to cheers through the frame.
How does this go? I hated that.
We did it. Cheers to you.
My tea's really hot.
Well, watch yourself. So we have a lot to talk about here.
Indeed we do. Where do we want to begin? Okay.
I have a little bit of a curveball for you.
Uh-oh.
Because you might not think you're going to get one, but Greg.
Uh-oh.
I've got a rumor.
Uh-oh.
And it pertains to, it's not E3, but it pertains to superhero video games. So why don't you go ahead and hit them with your little ditty.
It's the rumor roundup, y'all.
That might have been the longest pause that we've ever done.
It's the E3 spectacular. We have to.
That's true. So here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Boom.
Ooh.
Transformers Fall of Cybertron and Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, plural, meaning the first Ultimate Alliance and the second Ultimate Alliance, have been rated for PlayStation 4.
Ooh, I like the sound of this rumor, Dean. I didn't know about this. You threw me a curveball, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, this is courtesy of our longtime friend, longtime viewer, Rick GFN.
Wow.
He sent this
And
my way.
Fall of Cybertron was an excellent game as well.
Fall of Cybertron was awesome. Well, yeah, I was talking about this a little bit, and obviously, like, it's easy for that to get swept up in the awesomeness that is the Ultimate Alliance games. But yeah, Fall of Cybertron was awesome too.
And do you think they would do both of the didn't they have like 3 Transformers?
There
games
was
that were
War for Cybertron by High Moon Studios, and there was Fall of Cybertron also by High Moon Studios, and there was the third one not done by High Moon, and it was like a hybrid of these games and the movie stuff.
Oh,
so it didn't do as well.
So we just don't talk.
War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron were fantastic games.
I think those are the ones I played.
Yeah,
They were really decent.
Yeah, Fall of Cybertron's multiplayer was better in my opinion. The campaign itself and war was better, but the overall package in Fall of Cybertron was better. It was very polished. The combat felt a lot more satisfying.
Oh, especially from the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimate Alliance, what?
Yeah, both of them, dude. So
That's
you would
crazy.
assume that this is going to include all the DLC for both games, all 3 games, I guess. And the most notable thing is these are all published, I believe, by Activision. So it would make sense why all 3 would be in the same story. Also, this story comes from PlayStation Lifestyle. So it's not just anything like random.
That's kind of verified.
Yeah, it's like seems pretty legit here. Now, so the story is they've been rated. They've been given a rating. Normally, games only get a rating when they're close to being finished. Through certification. So it seems pretty legit.
And if this is legit, I just want to point out and give some big claps to Marvel really quick because good for you guys. Every single decision that they have made, both movie-wise, the only thing I think they fall a little bit flat on is television, but now they're coming up in the games too. So congratulations to them. Well, but
they need to work on
Netflix
their
is
animated stuff.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing DC has a leg up on them on right now, currently. And the DC games are obviously on point.
Right now, games, but that's we'll get into that.
Oh, yes, we will.
But yeah, this is pretty awesome, dude. The Ultimate Alliance games were some of my favorite games.
Yeah.
So
I enjoyed the Ultimate Alliance as well. Didn't we just do the Ultimate Alliance episode?
That was Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh, that was Capcom.
That's we could do an Ultimate Alliance episode though.
We should do
Anytime
that
you're
very
ready.
soon.
So this makes a lot of sense because now pertaining to a story we'll get to a little bit later, Activision doesn't have the rights to these superheroes anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why a little game coming out later is exclusive to a certain platform because they own the rights again.
Would you call him like a little spider?
So this makes a lot of sense because obviously they're not going to be publishing any new superhero stuff, so they probably want to capitalize on the stuff they've already made, remaster, make a quick cash out on that.
And I would totally buy it too.
Oh, I would buy all 3 of those, yeah.
Especially, I'm gonna be broke as shit when all of these games come out, but like I have to get them all.
I'm assuming the Ultimate Alliance will probably be a package like the Arkham.
Yeah,
package.
I would see that too.
And then Fall of Cybertron might just be its own thing. I don't know. I'm gonna buy them all if this is real though.
What would you see a release date?
I don't know. That's a good question. I could see this being a fall thing for sure.
Yeah, me too.
If they're that far along,
I would hope for their sake it's more of an August-y, early September.
That would make sense.
If they're hitting fall, just because there's a lot of heavy hitters.
Yeah,
there is. Not even superhero-wise, just in general.
Right. Yeah, there is, but like, it's good to have those like kind of interstitials because maybe someone's not gonna be interested in something like a Call of Duty, and then maybe there's someone who's not going to be interested in like a Watch Dogs. So then you have like these little remasters that people are like, well, I have something to play this fall now because I like those games. So
I agree with that.
We'll see. I guess.
That's a good point, Dean.
Thanks, man.
You dirty
We'll keep you guys posted though when we know more. I was really excited about that.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
I got a rumor today.
You did get a rumor today.
You dirty motherfucker.
So I guess we should just jump right into it here.
Okay, I say we start off with the least superhero-esque game that I think I was the most impressed by from E3.
Well, you might have different stuff than me because I have a few things here.
Okay, are you like prepared?
I'm a little prepared.
Okay, hit me with it, dude.
Okay. Well, why don't we do this? I'm gonna do this first one I have here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do the second one I have here.
Okay.
And then before we get to the big 2,
I like how you went in sequential order.
Yeah. I have all the media in our.
We're gonna do number 1
in our show.
Then we're gonna do number 2.
As if there's any other way to do it.
I was like, as opposed to 7 through 1.
So we'll do these 2 little bite-sized guys. And then before I get into my other two, if I haven't touched on yours yet, we'll stop and go to you.
We'll dive in.
Cool. Number 1, Teen Titans coming to Lego Dimensions.
What?
Teen Titans Go, specifically.
See, that's where this video game kind of falls flat for me. I'm not a big proponent of Go.
Me neither.
I was a big fan of the original Teen Titans cartoon when it was on Cartoon Network. What a fantastic show. You still have yet to watch it, right?
I have not seen the original.
Oh my god, Dean, I'm telling you, when you watch that show, like, you're gonna love your life.
I got all up in that Young Justice. I got hooked on that.
Oh, I did. I forgot I got you hooked on Young Justice.
Young Justice was awesome.
And you loved Young Justice.
Yeah, it was so good.
It's Teen Titans is like that, except a more focused storyline because they only focus on the 5 team members. And it's like really dark and mature too for the storyline that they're going for. That's genuinely funny. It reminds me a lot of most recently the Voltron series. I just finished that last night.
I'm close. I have 2-3 more episodes left. Really good.
They're definitely coming out with a season 2, I would hope. Because it's doing really well both critically and then wow, what a
surprisingly funny that show too.
Hysterical. I find myself cackling.
The animation was like really impressive. The action was good. The story was cool.
DreamWorks, good for you. Very proud.
A lot of pretty big names on there too.
Oh, like voice acting.
Stephen Young was from The Walking Dead. Glenn from The Walking Dead was Keith, the Red Lion.
Oh wow. Shiro was the voice of Chris Redfield.
Shiro, yeah. He does a lot of voice work in games. He did Spider-Man and Edge of Time, I think. Who else? Norman Reedus, the one episode with the pilot.
He plays the like
burnout pilot.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus was in there. The one guy from
I knew him because I watched that episode last night and I'm like, this is so fucking familiar.
Yeah. The one dude from the Redhead who played the manager in Flight of the Conchords. He also was in I Love You Man with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
He played the manager at Dim Cow. He was the one voice of the
He's the mustache.
Yeah, a lot of good names. There's a Disney Channel star in there who plays the princess.
Yeah, I thought it was Zendaya.
I don't know
what the voice is reminding me of. Zendaya is on
Is she African American?
Yeah.
Then yes, that is her.
Yeah.
Because Zendaya sounds familiar.
Yeah, and she's also going to be the girl in the not the Power Rangers reboot. That's Becky G. She's the one that's going to be in the new Spider-Man reboot, Homecoming.
Wait, is Zendaya the character's name or her real name?
Her real name. Is that not her?
No, this is not who I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I got really excited about her because
she is in the Spider-Man reboot, though.
Yeah, she is in Homecoming. I don't know who she's playing in that, but she will be in that. I've been growing a fondness of Zendaya.
She's playing Michelle in Spider-Man. That's all it says.
Very pivotal character.
It says Michelle. No, I'm going to tell you who it is right now. I have it pulled up here. And you're going to know her. I bet you anything.
Probably. Keke Palmer?
Maybe.
Because I'll cry. I love me some Keke.
I think it's somebody else. Maybe this is not. She looks... And I'm not being racist before any of the comments come. She just looks similar to another African-American actress from the Disney Channel. She looks really close to her, actually. But no, you know who it is? It's actually the voice actress for, I want to say, Batgirl.
Not,
Yeah, Lego Batman. She played Batgirl. She was also in Ben 10 Omniverse. She was also Daisy Fitzroy in BioShock Infinite.
What?
She was also Conquered Canon in Infinite.
Hit me with the name. Hit me with the name.
Her name is Kimberly Brooks.
Probably if I saw her.
She was also in Arkham City.
What?
She was also in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Good for her.
Yeah, she was
a very nice resume.
That's right. I knew I saw her in like one of the Dev Diary things. Yeah, she was Batgirl in Injustice: Gods Among Us, which you've been playing.
Yeah, and I'm very much so enjoying. Yeah.
Mass Effect 3. Yo, this girl's killing it, dude.
Who was she in Mass Effect 3?
Lost Planet. She was Ashley Williams in Mass Effect 3.
Ooh, okay, that brings her down a little bit for me.
She's no Miranda, but
I hated that dirty bitch. She's no Miranda. Who says?
So it's not who I thought it was, but I do remember her as Batgirl, so that's cool. Yeah, a lot of talent in that. Anyway, back to the video games. We're so used to our regular show, we got all down the rabbit hole of television.
Welcome to Power Up, everybody.
That is, for those of you just watching, normally we're talking about all things movies and TV and stuff.
Yep.
Wait,
that's really cool that Teen Titans Go. That's where we started off, by the way.
Yeah.
It's coming to Lego, so good for them.
So, as you see here, we have Raven.
And I'm happy you put Raven up because she's my girl.
Yeah, Raven's in it. The whole crew, I'm pretty sure. Robin's in it. Beast Boy, I believe, is part of Teen Titans Go.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, it looked like all of them. And then also not is as their own like breakout package, but Green Arrow and I think Supergirl were exclusive figures given out at E3.
What?
And they're playable. People who got them can play as them.
Oh, I love that. Supergirl's my girl.
So,
usually when you're looking at the Titans, you got Raven, you got Beast Boy, Cyborg.
Cyborg is in it. Yeah, I remember seeing him.
Robin and or Nightwing, and then Starfire.
Robin and Starfire, I saw. Yeah.
Starfire.
Cool. Well, then all of them are in there then. So that's awesome. That's cool. I've been looking at this LEGO Dimensions.
Yeah.
I've been keeping my eye on in my Amazon wish list, waiting for that price to go down.
Yeah. How much is like the starter bundle?
It's like 70.
Oh wow.
Sometimes it's like 60. But I mean, a brand new game is like $60, and then you think you got the Portal and the 2 figures too.
Oh, that's
I think
true.
it comes with 3 figures actually.
Are you allowed to pick the figures you get?
No, the starter pack comes with what it comes with.
Oh, okay. Because I know they have like now they have everything. They just added ET, Ghostbusters, Doctor Who, like it's everything.
And they announced all their Wave 2 stuff, which is the Teen Titans are a part of that.
Wow.
That's
only the second wave. That's insane.
Yeah, it's doing exceptionally well.
Oh, good.
So I've been keeping my eye on it. It went down to like $40 way back, but I didn't pull the trigger. But next time it does, I think I'm gonna.
I'm loving your speaking voice today.
Thank you.
You're using good vocab. You sound beautiful. I like
that.
your face.
What do we got next here, Greg? We got a little guy called Batman coming to VR.
What?
Who saw that coming?
None of us.
None of us.
You can go and watch our reaction, which is fucking incredible. This guy over here, Dean, if you're loving him at all, especially if you're new, go and check out his reaction to this because it literally warms my heart and soul.
It blew my mind.
It was crazy. I had no idea what it was originally because I didn't recognize the Joker's voice. And then as soon as the voice kicked in for me, which was like sentence 2, I was like, oh shit balls.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
And then hashtag wear the cowl. Did you see the hands-on impressions with this game?
I saw. Yeah, I read a lot about it.
Yeah, so essentially what Arkham VR is offering is you start off as Bruce Wayne in Wayne Manor, and you go around. They give you this really cool entrance to the Batcave where you play the piano, you strike a certain key, and then it opens you up into the Batcave, which fucking awesome already. We kind of saw a little bit of that in the Batman Arkham games themselves. I don't know if you did this, but if you went to the Wayne Manor in the challenge maps in Arkham Origins, and then again in Arkham Knight in the playable map, if you go over and you freeze one of the thugs, like if you leave one thug remaining in the combat challenge and you freeze them, you can go over the piano and it opens up a secret passageway in the library.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking incredible. So that's really, really cool. And then you get to physically go through the Batcave. You get to see Alfred, who is surprisingly very tall, is what everyone's saying about him. Played by somebody famous. I'm forgetting who the voice is now.
Of Alfred?
Yeah.
Is it the same guy who's in the Arkham games? I imagine, because Rocksteady... Oh, yeah, important to know. Rocksteady did develop this as they did the previous Arkham games, so it's being treated with a lot of care.
Yeah. Do you know who the voice actor was for Alfred on those?
No, I do not. I can look it up while you're talking, though.
Okay, perfect. And then you get to go to the Batsuit and literally hashtag put on the cowl. Then you get to train with the Batclaw, Batarangs, and all that nonsense. And then you also get an investigation mission, kind of similar to what we've seen in Arkham Knight and the other Arkham games, where you get to put on your detective vision and then kind of discover a scene. And they're not even releasing spoilers on whose death you're investigating because they said it ties into the rest of the Arkhamverse, and it's very, very important.
I know whose death.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want to know?
Is it that important? Like,
it's not, because this is not canon.
Okay, cool. All right, so
it's its own experience.
I thought it was canon. That's why I tried to stay away from it.
No, they wouldn't. I don't think they would do this as canon in a VR game, and not to discredit the VR game, but if they were going to do this, they would do this in a bigger format, and they would make a bigger deal out of it. So spoilers for Batman Arkham VR. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Nightwing. He shows up, and it's Dick's dead body laying.
What?
Yeah, he shows up to the GCP. He gets a distress call from Nightwing, and he shows up to like help him out, and he like tracks down the distress beacon. He shows up at the GCPD, and it's Dick's dead body is laying on the ground in front of the GCPD. He's all suited up as Nightwing. It looks like his neck's been like snapped.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then you go up on the roof of the GCPD, and like they said, like you look around and stuff, and like the bat, you're supposed to be like looking forward and stuff. But Greg Miller from previously IGN, currently Kind of Funny, He said he turned around and he sees like the bat signals like right behind him, like glowing bright.
Wow.
And he's just like looking around the city. He looking down at the ground. And you see like Nightwing's dead body and stuff. So pretty crazy.
Insane. The coolest part to me of everyone's impressions of the demo was the fact that a lot of VR games are tending to do this now. They kind of have the old school arcade shooter feel, where it's you look down and there's just a gun floating in the air or a knife floating there. And in this you get to see the bat suit.
You
with
put
the
it
little
on.
grapples. And when you do put it on itself, everywhere you look, if you get shadows, mirrors, reflections, or if you look down at yourself, you can see yourself in the bat suit, which I think is fucking awesome.
Yeah, you have to physically pick up the gloves, strap them on. You can like move them around, look at them and stuff. You have to you pick up the cowl, you like put it on and like twist it to fit right and stuff.
Oh, dude,
it's pretty nuts. Apparently, it's pretty groundbreaking. They said.
Yeah.
Now,
it's just amazing to me.
So the guy who does Alfred's name is Martin Jarvis, by the way.
Martin Jarvis. Ooh, that's an awesome name.
Yeah,
Good
he
for
may
him.
as well be Alfred in real life.
At this point.
He was also in Titanic, for what it's worth.
Oh, what did he do in Titanic?
I don't know. Just has a credit. It says known for Titanic, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Wreck-It Ralph, and Batman Arkham City.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. That's a weird ass resume.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Pretty weird.
I hope he was the guy in Titanic that they always play the instruments when everyone's like dying.
He might actually have been.
Right? That's who I was picturing in my head.
He very well could be. So what this does for VR is pretty sensational. What it does for me personally in VR is not much. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I was to get VR, this would probably be the first thing I tried on it.
Yeah.
I think this is exclusive to PlayStation VR too. Not positive, but it was shown at the PlayStation conference. I haven't seen it or heard it talked about on any other platform. So I'm assuming.
I would assume that. I think that's a safe bet to assume.
They did have a partnership with Warner Brothers for Arkham Knight and all the promotion and all the first
I think it's only
available
coming
DLC and stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's only coming out on the PlayStation VR, like not Oculus or any other virtual
That's
reality.
what I'm saying, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know if you
think
just meant like just in VR in general, but yeah. So that's really awesome. Good for
Not
them.
confirmed or denied. I don't know if they've really said that anywhere yet, but
this is a very good thing for VR in general, though, to get these big heavy hitters and these big names, because the fall of many video game systems, if for those of you that watch our show and don't know the video game verse as much, is the support of the big titles and the big brands and the software, because you could have a really cool device or a really cool tool, but if you have nothing to do with it, what is it to you?
Yeah, so and also if you don't really follow our video game stuff, I'll post our reactions to the things we're talking about here today in the chat for you guys, if you want to go and check those out. They've been really successful for us, so I hope you guys are like
very funny. I've watched our own reactions and I
watched a few
and crying to myself, and it's just the best. The Arkham VR with Dean's reaction is just, it's golden. I love it.
I didn't see it coming a million miles away.
He said, "Shut the fuck up, dude."
Also, so yeah, like if you don't follow us on like the gaming front as much, I not big on VR, never have been. If you watch any of our old stuff, you'll see me being the one who's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about this.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen here. I would like to try it. It will be a novel thing to own, I think.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's not out of the realm of possibility for me to be receiving PlayStation VR for Christmas.
Oh wow.
From what I've gathered based on things that Jen has said.
Jen being his fiance, future wife.
We'll see. I don't think she knows how like in demand they are, and that it's probably not going to be easy to get your hands on one.
Yeah.
But her heart's in the right place.
Oh, I love that.
So we'll see. Maybe one day, I'm sure I'll try it at least.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about Batman VR here again, or when if Greg tries it, whoever tries it.
Yeah,
first.
I'm very excited for VR personally for horror titles.
Oh yeah, sure.
We saw that this E3 with Resident Evil 7, one of my favorite video game franchises, and to have VR in a first-person horror game is like, that's the reason why I would buy it.
That was terrifying.
I love to be scared. I love that feeling of dread. I love anxiety, and especially if I was playing that by myself alone, dude, like, you have no idea.
So I'm glad you brought that up. That's my big thing with this whole situation is like, now I don't mind being scared. I'm not like a big horror guy. I don't mind being scared. I like horror movies and things like that. But like you said, anxiety, like I don't mean it in the sense of like I have like anxiety. Oh, you know this. I'm talking to the viewers.
Yeah, yeah.
I have like an actual anxiety disorder, like a chemical imbalance. I'm a little worried about even something like Batman. Like,
that's
I don't
kind of
know.
still dark though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know what that's gonna do to me. if I'm in a space where like I can't get out of it and like I'm in there and like things are getting too intense. I don't know. I haven't really had any flare-ups with my anxiety in a long time, so I don't know. I got a bad feeling. That'll probably not go that well for me.
I don't want that to be the thing that brings it back, sir.
I don't have my medicine anymore, so if it happens, I would just have to like fucking deal with it. So yeah, that's pretty scary. We'll see what happens though.
The only game I've ever forced Dean to play, fun fact about our friendship, is Just Dance. He was very actually no, you kind of warmed up to the idea, and let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen,
I like Just Dance.
This guy, fucking amazing dancer. Fucking amazing.
That's very kind.
We did
it's like
the Jackson.
Very kind.
No, we did the Jackson 5's "I Want You Back," and whoo, I never saw. I never expected that from you. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I like the Jackson 5.
I'll tell you what. That's my favorite part of the whole show so far.
So
he said, "Well, I like the Jackson 5." So.
I do. I like Michael, man. Michael's my dude.
He's just my dude.
So before I continue on, I want to see if there are any games you want to touch on first. Now, the last games I want to talk about start with an I, and one starts with an S.
Ooh, so S might be the one I'm talking about. It's not superhero in the traditional sense, but it's based around superhero.
Okay, then yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay.
What do you got?
South Park, The Fractured But.
Oh, how did I forget this, dude? It is totally superhero.
I'm so excited for this game. This was actually my favorite superhero game that was shown at E3.
Yeah.
And who would have thought that this would have been? But South Park, obviously, you probably know the television show, the movies. The franchise as itself is massive. It's huge. And they did a previous, I guess, superhero-esque title. It was more centered around like a Game of Thrones kind of theme.
Yeah, it was it was all fantasy.
Yeah, it was more like fantasy. And what's really cool about this is they announced right off the bat that if you didn't play the first one, which is called The Stick of Truth, then they're remastering that. And if you pre-order the game, which I already have, from GameStop, Amazon, their website, anywhere you pre-order it from, they're giving you a free copy on whatever console and or PC of your choosing to give away. So that's really awesome. But The Fractured But Whole is now the sequel, and that's going to be based around all the superhero characters that take place in the show. But they're very much attacking the big superhero films that we've just seen. Batman, Superman, Marvel's Civil War.
So in the trailer, they are well, in the E3 demo, they are sitting around the table and they're planning out their franchise. So the Cartman's like talking to the one kid, and he's talking about how like this is what they're gonna do in phase 2 or whatever, and then Tolkien's like, what about the black superheroes? And then he's like, they don't bring up the black superheroes till phase 3. Yeah. And he's like, why do we have to do that? He's like, it's not phase 3. And like that's how the war starts. So then it like you see it like slowly becomes like civil war within this game, and I guess that's gonna be the story of the game. It looks
to the point
awesome,
where they recreate the trailer of Civil War and they're all running at each other. It's fucking awesome, dude. My favorite, most shocking part of this whole thing was they kind of changed up the battle system, making it more advanced. From the first game, you kind of had a, traditional JRPG where it was very much turn-based. And there was only, I think, 2 people that you were allowed per party. I still have yet to play the first game, but I'm very excited. I think it was you as the new kid and then like an ally that you got to bring.
I think once in a while you got a third.
Okay.
But it was typically 2, but I remember once in a while, if it was like a boss battle, they would give you 2 allies.
What's nice about the sequel is they're amping that up already. So you're allowed to have, I think, up to 3 allies with you at a time, maybe even more considering how big the battles are going to become. And then they kind of are doing it like a Battle Grid RTS kind of a system now. Where you get special moves on special squares. Certain people have ranged attacks, whereas other people have short ranged attacks. You have farts are back in a very big way, where you get to explore the universe, and the farts now work with resetting time to based on how your actions are going.
Also, like traversing the area, they're using like farts to like parkour up walls.
How do you talk about this game?
You can like fart your way up a wall and stuff.
That's awesome.
And yeah, the grid-based stuff you can use to like strategize your attack. Like if you think you get more damage if you have a range attack, you can like move back 1 and then place your other ally on the other side of them. So like there's a lot more strategy involved. Which Stick of Truth is awesome, dude. I'm a South Park guy personally. Stick of Truth is really good. I didn't think it was as funny as everyone else thought it was.
Well, Well, I'm a big
This
fan of
game,
South Park, so I think I'm
well,
gonna...
then you're in heaven. Yeah, this is perfect. I was never a big South Park guy, but I like Stick of Truth as a game a lot.
Yeah.
And this one
Is that right up your alley with superhero?
was like killing me. I was laughing like out loud when they were showing this at E3. I was like, this is funny, dude.
Yep.
I can't wait. So let me ask you a question. When you pre-ordered it,
yes,
what did they do about your copy of Stick of Truth?
So I went to GameStop, is where I do all my pre-orders for games from, because I just like to pick it up, especially if they're doing midnight release or whatever. And the guy asked me what copy I wanted the game for, and then he gave, like, what system I wanted the copy of the game for, excuse me. I told him PS4, and then he gave me a digital code, which he told me it takes like 2 days to process. So I should be receiving it actually today, through email, which is going to be really, really cool. And then he said it's going to be a digital download in the store. He told me I might get the digital code and I might not be able to download it until it updates like the PlayStation Network store.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then I'll have to wait till Tuesday, which is a day from now. We record this on Mondays and we post it on Mondays now. So, yeah, so I have like a couple days to wait, which wasn't bad at all. I personally am a fan of hard copies of games. I like to show them on my shelf, and especially the Fractured But Whole. I'm getting the special edition, which has an awesome, beautiful steelbook, which I can't wait for. But yeah, it's still cool that I'm getting the Stick of Truth at all. My one holdout on playing it on PS3 when it came out was that everyone said the load times were really, really horrendous. So I didn't want to deal with load times at all. So I knew they were going to remaster it for PS4. I had a gut feeling. There were rumors circulating around. And now I get to play both on PlayStation 4, which I'm stoked about.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah, that's going to be
excited.
Really, really sick. The biggest shock to me about the game system, too, I did not expect this at all, is they have a class system where you get to kind of pick your powers, almost similar to DC Universe Online. We get to start off as like, who's your mentor? In a very cool way too. They do it very social media-esque, like almost like Instagram. They call it the battle sheet, where you get to add your followers to your clans. You get to pick your profile picture, aka your power. They have speedsters, they have super strength, and I think it was flight. And then you get your mentor. So I'm assuming that's going to be like what side you align yourself with, almost like Civil War, Captain America, or Iron Man.
I'll tell you what else I like is that they don't like kind of like pussyfoot around it. Like they're not like, this guy's really fast. They're like, this guy's like the Flash, and they just write it. Like they don't care, they don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm so glad you brought this up. I completely forgot how like.
Oh, did you not have this one at all?
No.
I needed to highlight this game because it was my favorite superhero game.
It looked fantastic, dude. I really can't wait to play. And this is coming out December. This December.
Yeah, this is this year.
So that's insane for a few reasons. Because one, they said they were not doing another one because the other one was such a pain in the ass to develop. But they learned, and there was a lot of publisher interfering, I think, and there was a lot of development problems. And
it was in development for a while. The first game.
Now they're not making an engine. They already have it. Like so I get it. But still, that was way sooner than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I thought maybe spring 2017.
Especially the fact that they remastered the whole first one, too, to go along with it, which is crazy to me. I did not expect that.
Yeah. This is exciting, though. I'm really excited to play this.
I'm very excited. You should be excited if you're a superhero fan in general, because it's just going to be a parody of yourself. Especially if you're a South Park fan. Like, this is right up your alley.
Yeah, you got to be able to laugh at ourselves specifically. I just pre-ordered mine, so I want to see if I get this.
Did you? Where'd you do it through?
Amazon.
Okay, I don't know how the online way will work, but I'm assuming it'll be similar.
Yeah, I would think so. We'll see what happens. I figured I was going to pre-order it anyway, so
yeah, let me know.
Why not?
How it goes.
Do you have any other ones that you don't think I'll talk about?
No, everything else you should hit now.
Cool.
The I one next is what I have next on my list too.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it, guys. It leaked a little bit before E3, but
with a beautiful, awesome, amazing trailer.
Yeah, that trailer was rad. But it has happened. And it is, of course, Injustice 2.
Yes!
Who would have thunk?
No, not
now,
me.
this year was, like, truly the year of dreams for E3.
It's very true. It's very, very true.
Because, like, I was convinced, and then afterwards, we'll talk about that, out of the woodwork, I find, like, everyone likes Injustice. Yeah. So I'm like, holy shit. They're doing a second Injustice. Like, I was the guy. I was like one of 3 people at GameStop who pre-ordered the collector's edition. I was like, yeah, fucking Injustice. I didn't think anybody else cared. Apparently they did because everybody wanted a sequel and we got one. So That's crazy.
With more characters, much better graphics, improved battle systems now where the armor is going to play a big part. Looks beautiful, sounds beautiful. Everything I'm hearing about it is awesome.
It looks amazing. Have you seen any of the gameplay demos?
Oh my god, it's insane, dude. Especially because of the amazing trailer and then the announcement of my favorite Batgirl, Supergirl, all my gang, my ladies are coming back in a big way, which I really, really love. Supergirl wasn't a part of the first game, I don't believe.
Nope.
So that announcement kind of made me stoked.
I just read this morning they're calling her a combination of Batman and Superman.
Oh my god, that
where
means
she like
everything
hits
to me.
really like brutally, but she's so fast, like how Batman moves.
I love that.
Yeah, sounds awesome. She might be my main, from what I can tell. I can feel a bond coming.
I love my Kara. You can't fuck with Kara.
She's awesome.
She's my girl. And I've just been seeing the specials are so much bigger and better. Like
crazy.
they go all out. They're like cutscenes now at this point. It's insane.
A lot of something important though that he mentioned is level transitions, which is when you like hit an enemy like through the level and then you get to see them like fly through all the different stages.
Yeah.
And then the overall special moves that you trigger. All of that's been shortened because they were pretty lengthy in the first game.
Yeah.
So he shortened those just so like they're still cool, but you can get more of them and it doesn't take up as much of your match, which I think is cool.
Yeah, I think that's a cool idea too. Yeah, because the timer still runs throughout all those, which I've been noticing. And this made me so excited and so hyped just seeing the roster and everything. I ended up buying Injustice, the first game, the Ultimate Edition with everything, and I've been currently playing through that now. And I'm having so much fun with it. I hate fighting games, but I'm telling you right now, if you're a superhero fan, in general, I'm a DC guy, if you can't tell with the huge poster behind me and Batgirl next to me. If you are a DC fan, just the story alone and seeing the characters on the screen, it's so amazing. I love it. I love it.
I've been playing a lot myself, just getting hyped, and it's good. It's good that you are playing this because actually it looks like a lot of the returning characters, like Batman and Superman there, from what I can tell, their movesets are almost identical to the first game.
Oh, which is awesome.
With some additions. But that's great because like I know Batman's like entire like skill set.
Yeah.
So I was kind of worried like shit, am I gonna have to totally relearn this character? But no, apparently it's all there still, just with some enhancements. So that's
just so awesome. And I love the focus that they have on the very eclectic people they picked to be in the game. Like I was playing through Injustice the first game and I did not like playing through it the first half an hour to an hour. They already introduced random people I never expected to have. Ravens in there. She's fucking awesome. I love fighting as her. They have Green Arrow and the Flash of that dynamic bond that they do in the comic books, which is so cool. It's really amazing.
It's awesome, dude. And so the big thing we should probably highlight a little bit more is the armor. So they're adding, as Greg mentioned earlier, they're adding armor like loot drops almost. Well, not almost, that's exactly what they're doing. So where you can customize your guy now to have like different stats, different look, and it'll change the way you play. So each version of each character will be different from each one you encounter. So you know, at the core, Ed Boon, I think the creative director, he's the head of NetherRealm Studios, who's developing this, who developed the first one. He has said, so it's like you'll know that the core character is the same, so you won't be totally thrown for a loop, but each one is going to be just different enough to where you'll have to like be on your toes and adapt to who you're fighting against, which is really cool. So I have a little image here of what you can kind of expect to see from like, this is Superman in one of his armor sets. Yeah,
this was from the gameplay reveal of him versus the B-Man. And it was awesome, dude.
This is during one of his insane special moves.
Do yourselves a favor, and even if you don't like fighting games or you're not going to pick this game up for yourself, go and watch the story modes and then just some of like the best gameplay with the most views. And it's just crazy to see how people use these moves and these skill sets, and especially with my beloved DC family. I can't wait.
Also read the comic, because the first game spawned off the comic book series that I'm still reading, and I love it so much. It's time for them to wrap that up. I can see it's getting a little long in the tooth. It's still good, but I think they are actually wrapping it up soon, so it's about time, I think.
I think they did 4 series, right? Like 4 volumes of it?
It's hard to keep track of because they did like years, but then they did like 2 volumes per year.
Oh, okay.
So it's like kind of weird, but it's good still. But yeah, this looks insane, man. And the roster, as we saw here, this is all they announced so far. So we have Aquaman, Atrocitus, which I was like, is that fucking Atrocitus?
Yeah.
And it is Atrocitus.
Surprise.
If you're unfamiliar,
who looks awesome, by the way.
He looks fantastic.
Amazing. Yeah.
If you're unfamiliar with that, he's part of the Red Lantern Corps,
Yep.
so that's a crazy deep pull already.
Yeah.
We have Batman, who in some of the trailers we saw was getting like Batman Beyond themed armor and stuff.
That one made me
He
hype.
had
That
like
was
an
in the
Arkham
trailer.
Knight style helmet. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, this is insane, dude.
Yep.
Superman, Gorilla Grodd, and then of course Supergirl.
My girl Kara, and then Ed Boon, who is the head of the studio NetherRealm, who's developing the game, also released a tweet where he had the T-shirt for the game, and the T-shirt could kind of give us like hints at who else might be in the title as well. So I wrote these down. Captain Cold's gun is in there, so that's already another deep pull. Dr. Fate's mask, which I was thinking about it, and Dr. Fate sounds like an amazing, amazing character to play as. Harley Quinn's hammer, so she'll be coming back. Although she wasn't playable, right? Or was she in the first game?
She's playable.
She was. I just haven't
I
gotten
don't know
there.
if she's in the story mode as playable, but she's playable.
Okay. Yeah, because I've seen her for sure. Which I love the dynamic between her and Joker, because it's like the darker dynamic where he like physically abuses her. It's like a domestic abuse relationship, and it's really, really dark. But yeah, those are just a couple of notes of some people they might be pulling as well. I'm just so excited for this game. It looks phenomenal. Like I said, I'm not a fighting guy at all, but holy hell, dude. I can't wait.
It looks fantastic. There was also a survey in which he asked who people wanted to see in the game. I don't remember all the options, but Blue Beetle won the poll, which was someone I actually had mentioned I would like to see, so that would be cool.
Blue Beetle is awesome. Go watch him in Young Justice if you haven't.
He's perfect for that style of game, dude. He would fit in like a glove.
Like a glove.
But they haven't announced...
Glove World!
They haven't announced when to expect this. They said 2017, but nothing specific.
I'm okay with that, because I don't know if I'm ready to have that
There's a lot going on.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot going on this fall for sure. I thought it was going to be this fall, personally. That was one of my predictions. Just because it's been a while. Injustice 1 was released before the PS4 even launched.
Yeah, I think it was like 2011 or 2012. Before the Ultimate Gods edition.
Yeah, I don't know the year, but I know it was before. It originally launched on 360 and PS3. So a while ago, because they have been out for 3 years now, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, 2013.
Wow. Oh wow.
Was the initial release date, spring of 2013. So it's typically a spring game. So maybe we'll see this spring 2017.
I would be okay with that. Yeah, I want to see it spring summertime is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I can get down. I like those types of games to fill in those gaps that are generally left open.
Especially when they're like this unique, you know what I mean? Like I never really play fighters, so.
All right, let's cut the bullshit here and we'll finish. We'll finish off with a bang. So
We got two big bangs.
Long rumors have been speculated about a Spider-Man game. In fact, on this very show alone, we were asked what games we would like to see made out of superheroes and who we would like to do them, and I said Sucker Punch doing a Spider-Man game. Sounds like a long shot.
Yep.
Until they fucking announce a Spider-Man game.
What?
Exclusive to PlayStation 4, not by Sucker Punch, but by Insomniac Games.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Look at that beautiful bastard.
I didn't even know what to say about it, dude. I was almost cried. I'm definitely going to put that reaction in the chat, because that was one of our popular ones.
Yeah.
That was about as close to me tearing at any stupid video game announcement that you'll ever see. The only other thing I would maybe cry at is like I don't know. This is pretty much it. That's I'm not a big crier at like TV or film or like things that aren't like real life events. That almost got me.
Yep.
I was sitting there with my hands over my face, and Jen even texted me. She was like, "Are you gonna cry?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now. This is fucking crazy."
It was insane. So
here he is.
We know very little about this game. Like Dean said, Insomniac is working on this. If you've ever heard of any other video games in the video game world, Ratchet and Clank they've worked on before. Sunset Overdrive was an Xbox exclusive, kind of similar to the parkour style of Peter Parker.
It's an awesome game.
Kind of fun. I never played that one personally. And then they did Resistance, which is a very dark, gritty, mature story, which that makes me excited for this game because I hope they go dark with him. We know that it's not based off the upcoming movie Spider-Man Homecoming. This is their own Spider-Man. You can tell that by the suit. They wanted to differentiate and make their own suit, which I think is really, really cool.
It's respects the history of him.
Yes, for sure.
It takes a lot. You can see in the way the eyes were moving in the trailer. It takes like some from the movie Spider-Man.
Yep.
It respects a lot from the different variations of the comic book Spider-Man. It's got a little bit
of
the symbiote stuff going on with the white instead of the black though.
I love it.
How that kind of like leads down his arm. It's really cool. Some people were knocking the white spider.
Yeah.
But if you look in the trailer, it's sitting on top of his suit.
Yeah.
It's like 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's an accident that it looks that way. So hold judgment on that white spider. I personally think it looks fucking dope. I think this is a really cool suit. I think they definitely had to do something brand new out of the gate. Like, this is our Spider-Man. This is the PlayStation Spider-Man. And the thing is, it's being published by Sony Interactive. So this is
Sony exclusive.
This is PlayStation. You will not see this on other consoles. This is
hashtag Spider-Man PS4.
That's it. So yeah, if you want to play Spider-Man from this point forward, get yourself a PlayStation system.
This leads me to believe a couple things. Number one, we're getting a Spider-Man themed console with that exact suit logo.
I'll have to buy it.
We have to. I'll have to buy it too.
I have to.
And then secondly, the collector's edition for this game better be coming with the Spider-Man statue. As you guys can tell, I love video games. I love statues. I love superheroes. This is like, if they make a Spider-Man statue, I'll lose my fucking mind, because this is what I've been waiting for my whole life.
Especially if it's this.
If it's this pose right here, done. I'm buying it. I'll take all my money.
Here's the thing. They could literally put a human...
They could put him shitting on a toilet.
They could put a human turd inside of the collector's edition and color it red and blue, and I'll buy it.
That's how I feel.
I can't fucking wait. I'm definitely buying the collector's edition. If they do seriously make a Spider-Man console, which in all honesty is not that unlikely, because
it is exclusive.
This is a huge grab for them. He is now a part of their exclusives, along with Uncharted and God of War and everything else.
Yeah, he could be becoming the mascot for Sony, which is insane, to say
dude.
that.
So yeah, I don't really go in for that sort of thing, like special edition, like consoles and controllers and stuff. But you better fucking believe I'll be trading up if that's the case.
For sure. Me too. Especially if it's a PS4K too, which you would imagine it would be, which is just a PlayStation 4 with better specs. But this is what they had to say. This is the quote that they gave when the game was announced, because everyone was kind of wondering, where's Peter at in his life? Blah blah blah. And they said, this is a more seasoned Peter Parker who's more masterful at fighting big crime in New York City. At the same time, he's struggling to balance his absurdly chaotic personal life and his career. The story is going to focus on every aspect of his life. They didn't say where he was at with Aunt May, Uncle Ben, that whole storyline, which I think is really, really cool. I'm assuming Uncle Ben's dead at this point, because he's already...
he's been Spider-Man for a while. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. And then they also didn't say about his love life. So we don't know if he's with Gwen.
All they said is this is an adult... It's an adult Peter.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Mary Jane is who they have to go.
So Uncle Ben's definitely dead. I don't know what Aunt May's up to, but yeah, he's an adult at this point, which is cool.
Yeah, and then finally, go and check out the teaser trailer that they announced, the announcement trailer. It looks fucking incredible from what we could tell. It looks like you're getting your the web swinging looks so beautiful, but the web swinging is either hit or miss depending on how it feels when you hold that.
It needs to feel fast. That's my one concern.
It needs to feel fast but grounded. Like, I need to be able to feel my web attaching to something, but then fucking speeding at the power of light.
You need to feel like a lot of things, a lot of games that get this wrong is this exact moment, is when the web hits the building, and this is super nitpicky, I get it, but I'm just saying, if you want to make this feel like Spider-Man, when your weight hits the web, like the weight of Peter hits the web, and you drop to the bottom, right before you're about to go on the upswing, you need to feel that like right before you hit the swing. You have to get that right. You have to.
It's like the best. My favorite so far has been Spider-Man 2 on PS2. My second favorite, Beanox didn't do a terrible job at all.
No, that's a good game.
In the first Amazing Spider-Man game.
Is great.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, Beanox did the movie games too.
Yeah, they did the movie ones, and the first Amazing Spider-Man nailed it for me. I was running around the city collecting 750 comic books, and I never got bored.
That one wasn't for me as much. I like the swinging in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 better.
Okay, I have yet to play that one. I still have that one on PS4.
It's much better than the first one. That said, I wasn't like crazy about the swinging in either of them. Okay. Shattered Dimensions was really good.
Shattered Dimensions had really good website.
Now, as far as swinging goes, what I would shout out is Web of Shadows, because you feel like you're going a million miles per hour when you're swinging around that city.
Yeah.
Some of it's a little unrealistic in that like you fly like just thousands of miles above the buildings and stuff. But yeah, the swinging feels really good in that.
Yeah, for sure. But needless to say, I cannot wait for this. I'm so excited for it. The little parkour element that they did where he's running through like this little cafe coffee shop thing and he's jumping off the beams, jumping off tables, and he's like, oh, excuse me, sorry. And then he busts through the window. Like, dude, it just feels so Peter Parker.
A lot of people are
Spider-Man.
trying to say that like that's they're like, yeah, that's just in the cutscene though, but the way I took this trailer is they're showing us their plans.
Yep.
Like this is the kind of gameplay we're planning on incorporating into the game.
I feel like it's almost like the storyboard.
Yeah, right.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Right.
Like this is like the comic book strips that they've been discussing. We want him to feel genuine. All of his animation so far, when he's pulling himself through with the webs, or when he's pulling himself towards a guy, when he's wrapping a thug up and throwing him down, when he's webbing a guy up to a wall from out of a fucking moving vehicle chase, like it looks awesome, dude. I cannot wait.
Good.
I cannot wait for this game. I'm so excited.
Me too, man. This is my literal dream come true. In case you guys didn't know, look behind me. Spider-Man is my favorite character of all time.
Yep.
Hands down. I love Spider-Man since I was a little kid. Yep. I have loved him ever since. This is fucking incredible that this has happened, and it's coming on PlayStation 4. My favorite console to play games on.
Side note, really quick, while we're still in this image shot, I just realized that Batman next to us at the Mondays telling our time is doing the Taylor Swift 22 from her music video, so that makes me really, really stoked.
I'm surprised it took you that long to catch that.
Did you do that purposely?
Yeah, I just like the gangster pose he's throwing up.
I love that so much. I knew he was doing like a G pose, but I didn't really see it two deuces up. That's literally, I love that.
Yeah, he's just a gangster, that's all. That's all
I just turned 22, and 22 is my favorite song in the world, so that makes me really, really happy.
Yeah, I don't think it's intended to be like Taylor Swift. He's just supposed to be like a gangster.
I'm like, take the OG Batman and compare him to T Swift real quick.
But this is fucking awesome. So some things Insomniac said, and Marvel Games had their people with Insomniac going to all these different press conferences,
which is very good.
It sounds like Marvel is going to handle some of the writing. They're working in conjunction with Insomniac Games, so there's a lot of collaborating going on. But Marvel's going to be there. There's no way they're going to let this be anything less than spectacular, no pun intended. It's going to be awesome. And Insomniac really seems to love this character, and they said they walked into the meeting and they were like talking about what character they want to do, and like pretty much everyone was like, Spider-Man. We all love Spider-Man. Literally. So they're like, okay, well, I guess we're fucking doing Spider-Man.
And I want his story, like you said, like Marvel's writing with him. I need it to be like, I don't need Spider-Man to be dark at all. He can still be witty and everything, but I need it to be a mature.
Yeah, they need to hit certain beats.
Yeah, and when I say mature, like I want like emotional moments with him. Like I want to see Peter's aspect in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah.
And the voice actor who's playing him, I don't know who the voice actor is, but props to him.
It sounds like the same guy who did the voice work for Sunset Overdrive.
Okay.
For the main male protagonist, and that you can choose between a male or female. But the guy who did the male, it sounds like him. They haven't said yet.
Okay.
But that voice is what's, and I actually looked into that a little bit, and it does sound like him.
But yeah, hit those story beats. I want to see Spider-Man, obviously, but give me the Peter side of things too. I think what's so good about the Arkham games is that they give you Bruce's relationship with Catwoman and Alfred and all the other people that he has in his life. Yeah. And I think that's what grounds that game so hard for me. And then as much as you are Batman in that game, you're still dealing with everything as Bruce too, which I think is really, really cool.
The thing about Spider-Man and Peter is his world is really dark.
Yeah.
Him as a person and the character is not. The world he lives in is dark. There's a lot of tragedy that surrounds him, and he's always like that beacon. So they need to nail that. They need to make the circumstances around his life be dark, and then have him with his like wit and humor, like just punching through like that darkness and just
take a note from Tom Holland. Give me a more experienced Tom Holland from Civil War, and I'll be very, very happy with it.
Totally. And that's they said this is the biggest team they've ever had working on a game. They have been working on it for quite some time. Yeah. And they're not ready to talk about a release window just yet. But
which I'm okay with.
I have a feeling we're going to see some more about this at PSX this fall, winter.
Yeah. I'm not expecting it until next year.
No, I think a 2017 game. Oh, wow. I would hope 2017 game.
Yeah.
Maybe holiday 2017. It depends on what their other releases are. God of War might take that spot.
Yeah.
Maybe this would be spring 2017.
I'd be okay with that.
Who knows? I guess we'll see. I mean, no. It would probably, if it's spring, it would probably be spring 2018.
Yeah,
It depends, man, because they could come to PSX and show gameplay and be like, "This is the date, coming this spring," and that would be really smart to take a page out of some of these other developers' books, like Bethesda, who announced their game and then 3 months out, it's out. You have the game.
Yeah,
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So if it comes this winter to PSX and it's that far along and they show gameplay, and I wouldn't be that surprised if it was ready to go.
That's true.
By spring 2017.
I just need to know how long they've been working on it because they haven't clearly stated that yet. But Insomniac has been working on so many other things. They're also working on 3 other VR titles besides this. They're getting a game published by GameStop, a little indie title, but still something nonetheless. And then they were working on Sunset Overdrive, which I thought they were doing for a while, but I didn't know how much DLC or support they gave to that afterwards. So
I'm not sure about the DLC, but that game is great. If you own an Xbox and you want to see what these guys are capable of, play Sunset Overdrive. It's a fantastic game.
And if you want to see what they're capable of on a PlayStation, go play some Ratchet and Clank and some Resistance.
Ratchet and Clank is awesome. A Crack in Time, I highly would recommend if you want to see what they're really capable of. Crack in Time is fucking awesome, dude. You haven't played Crack in Time, have you?
The only one I played is the reboot one that they just
dude, you might want to check out A Crack in Time.
It's on PlayStation 4 now, I think, as like a classic.
It's a part of PlayStation Now. I know. I don't know if it's on like the
that's what I meant.
Store
like
at
the
all, but
yeah.
That's all I have. I do have a question relating to Spider-Man.
Hit me with it.
From our good pal Melissa, aka Stripe Girl. Hey Stripe Girl. She says, "Hey guys, now that Insomniac Games revealed the new Spidey game for PS4, I wanted to ask you which Spider-Man version of the comics is your favorite."
Ooh.
She also said, "Please don't say Spider-Ham, haha." And she also wants to know which Spidey game was our favorite.
Ooh, okay. So a double-sided question here, Melissa.
Now I've read many runs of Spider-Man in the comics.
I've only read a couple. I've read a lot of his younger stuff because I really like the origin story of Spider-Man, and then how he kind of develops into the more seasoned guy. I've known a lot of his more developed stories and a lot of his arch nemeses and foes through the games, actually. I really like... Obviously, my favorite Spider-Man is going to be Peter. It's not going to be like Miles or anything like that. I'll tell you that right off the bat.
Mine is Peter Parker as well, just because he's so lovable.
Yeah.
He is just a lovable dude. He is the first...
Like you said, he's a beacon. He reminds me a lot of the cartoon Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Where Arnold's always like, look on the bright side of things. Like, yeah, my life sucks. I'm poor and I live in Queens. But hey, look on the bright side. Like, it's awesome.
And he is very much so like the first superhero to come with like real life problems. And he's not... Peter's not a superhero. He is a kid pretending to be a superhero. And I fucking love that because no one knows that. He puts on the mask and he calls himself Spider-Man for a reason. Because he wants to play. He wants to play Spider-Man. And he's doing everything he can. And sure, as he gets older, he really owns into that role and he becomes a real hero. But when he's first starting out and he first gets his powers, he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He's just trying.
Exactly with what you just said. I think that's probably the key role. I just didn't know how to word it, but I think that's exactly it. It's like you always dream, especially about being a young boy in this world, let alone young female. You guys kind of get skimped out, females, on your big superheroes, but now you get Spider-Gwen and stuff like that too. But for me personally, like seeing Spider-Man for the first time, like when Sam Raimi's movie first came out, that was like amazing for me because in every iteration of Peter Parker, you have him becoming a superhero the same way I think I would, in the sense that like you put on a mask and you get to live this superhero dream in a sense, and then until it gets to that serious point where you're like, shit, now like Doc Ock is coming after me and ruining my family, like it gets to the point where it's like, wow, like this is awesome, like I enjoy web swinging around my city, I could be a baller and kiss this girl and impress this girl by being Spider-Man. Like that's how I always thought of me being a superhero too. Like I would use it and kind of be a little bit selfish, but still enjoy every aspect of it until I had to rise to the occasion and step up. My personal favorite stories of him are probably ones that are more science. I like the science aspect of Peter. I like the iterations of him in the comic books where he bonds, especially with Gwen Stacy, where she's a scientist as well. I love when he's like very, very smart. I like when they show that sensible knowledge side of him. It's
important to show his intellect. It's a lot of people forget like he's a genius. He's a boy genius.
And in the original couple issues that I still own of Spider-Man, he used to have, which now they're bringing into the movies, he had this like spider signal, but not in the same sense that you're thinking with the bat signal. He used to use it as like almost like to make people fear him before he came down, which is kind of weird to think about Spider-Man as, but I really like that kind of dark take on such a witty beacon of light, as we keep saying. So like I said, I hope they go very mature with his story, especially now that he's more seasoned. And I hope they kind of tear him down in order to build him back up to this great hero that he is.
And your favorite Spider-Man game, you said, was PS2?
PS2, Spider-Man 2, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, he's been my favorite character since I was a very young boy.
Yep.
I've always...
He's your favorite superhero.
Yeah. Superhero, character, everything. Spider-Man has always been my guy. It's so much so it's like that thing where like anytime anyone wants to get me like a birthday gift or a Christmas gift or something like and they don't know what, it's always something Spider-Man.
Like Spider-Man cereal.
That is a real thing that I was given once. And it wasn't bad. Yeah, I love him, and very much for the corny reasons that you think is I always just wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself, and just the very like corny true blue, like I want to help. I have always kind of been that way, and that's why I love superheroes, is because whenever something terrible happens, I'm always still in that like 9-year-old mindset where I'm like imagining like, man, like if I had superpowers, like I would have been there.
Yeah.
And, like,
yeah.
That's Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man for you. My favorite run of him, and the thing that I think best exemplifies that, is probably the late 1990s to early 2000s Amazing Spider-Man run.
Okay.
That was probably
That's
one of my favorite series of him. That was a great series.
Yeah.
I wish I remember who was the writer and artist on that. That's off the top of my head, but that was a great one. Right now, the current run of Spider-Man with Dan Slott, I think is a really great version of Peter. He's really funny. There's this one panel of him in the elevator with Nick Fury, and Nick Fury's got his eye patch on, and he says something, and like Spider-Man says something like cheeky, and he's like, yeah, well, we probably should go do that. And then Nick Fury's like, why do I always feel like you're winking at me under that mask? And Spider-Man just looks at him, he's like, ditto. Because of his eye patch. And I was like,
awesome.
that's Peter, dude. Like,
that's awesome.
So I'm a big fan of that version right now. That's going.
That's great.
My favorite Spider-Man game, that's tough. There's been so many. Maximum Carnage was fucking awesome.
Wow.
Favorite all time, I don't know. Web of Shadows gets a lot of like mixed reactions. I really liked Web of Shadows.
I love Web of Shadows as well, yeah.
Just because I really felt like free in that world to be Spider-Man.
I love Shattered Dimensions too.
Shattered Dimensions was great. Solo Spider-Man game, I'm gonna probably go with Web of Shadows personally.
Wow.
If I can pick any game with Spider-Man in it, Ultimate Alliance. Those are my answers.
Yeah. Ultimate Alliance is a great series. I'm really happy that you brought up that rumor, because now I'm kind of stoked to play those again on remastered versions.
Yeah, I hope to.
Especially with trophy searching as well.
Do we have time for one more question?
We have time for one more game.
You have a game?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Telltale's Batman.
Holy shit. Wow, I was really off my game this week, dude.
Oh my god.
I was in a hurry.
This is why I wrote down my list.
You're smart. You are wise.
So we can talk about the little nods that I put down for this game. And a big thing, Telltale, if you don't know, they've done a bunch of different series now. They've done a bunch of different properties. Most importantly, The Walking Dead. They've taken on that universe with My Girl Clementine. They've done Tales from the Borderlands, one of my favorite series that they've ever done. Probably my favorite they've ever done. Very funny, very eclectic game. Very weird. Coming from a first-person shooter series and turning it into one of my favorite games I've recently played. So they nail humor, they nail maturity. They nail story, and it's kind of like if you don't play video games, it's like a tree character-based, decision-based game, whereas Greg Miller always describes this the best. He's very important in the video game industry. If you don't know who he is, he kind of calls it everyone's coloring book, and you have the basic outline of what's there, but everyone gets to pick what colors that they put inside and whether or not you want to go out of the lines or in the lines and blah, 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 which I always love that analogy for their games. And essentially, what they're trying to tackle is you're Bruce Wayne by day and you're Batman by night, and all of those choices that you make as either character are going to affect the other one in very drastic ways. They've confirmed the opening of the game is going to be Cape Crusading Batman, as well as Bruce Wayne's political endeavors. So you're going to get to see him and how he affects Gotham City, both as running for office and then as this playboy billionaire philanthropy goes on. So Telltale's Batman is still early in his career, but he's well past his origin story, which is really, really cool. He's established himself as the Batman already, has the full Batcave, uses a wide array of gadgets. He's feared already by criminals, and then by the police, who still call him the Monster Myth, which I think is a really cool feature.
That's awesome.
people are brought into his past, including Catwoman. Dean just put up on the screen there for you. You have Commissioner Gordon already confirmed. Some of his allies have yet to be confirmed, but we can assume we're going to see Robin, Nightwing, the whole gang. Hopefully, I would hope Batgirl if the gods are with us.
I think we'll get nods to them, but I don't think they'll be like prominent features. It sounds like this is going to be very much like about Bruce and Batman.
Yes. Yes.
But I think we'll get like nods,
like
maybe
little
cameos
Easter eggs
to them and
Yeah.
stuff.
I like the cell shaded that they're going with. That's their typical engine style. Gotham City looks beautiful. This one shot looks very beautiful. It's still a very mature look for them. And they're going to have 5 separate installments, so 5 different episodes, which is typical with the Telltale game. And they're each going to be about an hour and a half to 2 hours long, which I think is really, really cool. It's set to premiere in the summer of this year, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And then the cast revealed is really, really incredible as well. They revealed that at E3. The images highlight Wayne Manor, the Batmobile, Bruce Wayne out in costume as Batman, Catwoman, finally, as you're seeing here on the screen. And then the voice acting cast is pretty incredible if you're not big on video games themselves. Troy Baker, who has been in everything nowadays, is playing Bruce Wayne. Laura Bailey from Tales from the Borderlands, another Telltale, my favorite Telltale game, is being Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman. You got Travis Willingham from Ratchet & Clank as Harvey Dent, so Two-Face is going to be in there for you guys. Erin Yvette from Oxenfree is Vicky Vale. We got her in there. Aaron Reitel from Metal Gear Solid 4 as Reitel, excuse me, as Alfred Pennyworth. Murphy Geyer from Red Dead as Lieutenant James Gordon, and Richard McGonigal as Carmine Falcone
From Uncharted.
From Uncharted 4: Thief's End.
That's Sully.
And to leave you guys on the quote, we've been hard at work at Telltale creating an all-new iteration of the iconic Batman story that puts players in the suit of the billionaire Bruce Wayne just as much as it will put them behind the mask, deciding how to carefully navigate a complex drama rich with action, crime, corruption, and villainy lurking around every corner of Gotham City. The complex life and fractured psyche of Bruce Wayne has lent itself to becoming a bold evolution of the signature Telltale role-playing experience, and we couldn't be more excited as we prepare to debut the series to players across the world this summer.
So this is soon, but they haven't said when exactly.
Not exactly, but we're gonna assume June, July, August is their summer.
We're almost out 1 month, so they got not much longer to start talking about when exactly this is coming. Yeah. So the image here is beautiful. The art design, it's very much Telltale, but it looks like a Batman comic book, and they've clearly made some tweaks to their engine. As you can see, the background, the city looks more like CGI.
Yeah. It looks like they're going to have almost, if you've ever played Resident Evil, they're going to have the pre-rendered backgrounds, whereas they just kind of draw on an art style and then kind of green screen layer that, and then put their characters on that world, which I think is very, very smart.
It looks awesome. It looks like a comic book.
Yeah.
I can't wait, dude. I didn't know what I was expecting, but this Batman looks super fucking cool.
Oh, 100%.
Looks like a much more lean Bruce, not more like a bulky Batman.
Which I'm happy about, personally.
Yeah, especially because it seems like it's very much year one Batman. In this, he's been Batman for a bit, but he's still young. He's still up and coming. I like it, dude. The suit's really cool. Looks like armor plating, kind of a mix of New 52 style suits. Yeah, looks really fucking cool.
Selena looks beautiful as well.
I can't wait. I can't believe I forgot this.
No worries. That's what you got.
You know what? I had a list of them, and then I just threw all the images together this morning.
Yeah.
But good save by you, because this is coming soon.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. This is going to be the first out of all the superhero games we talked about that we'll be able to play. So I definitely had to give a shout out to Telltale Batman.
I'm going to buy the disc, I think. I typically buy the season pass and just download them, but I feel like I need to have this disc.
I usually, with the series that I love, like Walking Dead is one that I wait for all 5 episodes to come out. Batman will probably be another one I wait for all 5 episodes to come out. Usually if it's a series I know nothing about, like Tales I did episodically, and then Life is Strange is another episodic game. I didn't know what those were about, so I kind of liked that cliffhanger feel. But with Batman, I'm gonna want to play through all 5.
Me too, but I don't know if I can sit there and wait for them. And knowing that one is out there and I could play it right now, I think I got to do it.
Especially considering the reviews and stuff. That's what I'm gonna base my first episode playthrough off of. If the reviews come out and they're like, you need to get this in your hands, then I'm gonna buy the season pass. And like I said, if we do end up getting the season pass, we'll definitely review it for you guys.
For sure.
We love talking about superhero video games, let alone video games in general. So if we do have it, we'll have that.
Is if we had a joint let's play thing for Power Up. We sat together and we could even do it like this, where both of our cameras we're talking business on the show here.
Yeah.
Both of our
to do this as well.
Both of our cameras are in each of the corner, and then we have the gameplay as this big image here.
Ooh.
And then we could sit and one of us can play and we can both just be here and talk about it with the
I like that idea a lot.
We'll have to see what happens in the future, but yeah, we should try and work something out for that.
I like that for sure.
I'm excited. This is going to be fucking great. I'm hearing a lot of really positive things about it. Telltale has seemingly tweaked their engine a whole bunch, they said, and the releases should be coming more rapidly. There won't be as long of waits in between episodes.
Which is a good thing, because they got a lot of series I need finishing on.
Yeah. And they also said they are very much like planning on tailoring this experience based on feedback. So the stuff you see at the end of Telltale games, if you ever play them, they say like 45% of players did this, 50% of players did this. These episodes are coming based on that stuff. So your choices really matter, because that's going to kind of shape what happens in the episodes to follow, because they're going to see what fans like want. So put a lot of thought in your decisions in this game, I would say to you. Yeah. And I can't fucking wait, man.
I'm so excited. Like I said, guys, of course, with all the superhero games, we're going to keep you guys updated. Yeah. And then really quick shout out. Thank you to Mel again for the question. Yes. And if anybody, especially any of our new time viewers, if this is your first episode of Power Up, you liked what you saw and you want to chat with us, you can email us at powerup@thelevelupnetwork.com, just like Mel did. We have Mel and Rick, who you'll usually see featured on our show.
We have some questions for Rick, but we'll save those for next time.
Yes, for sure. Because we did run a little bit late. We were about to end the show until I threw this one at us. So.
Sweet. This was great. I'm so glad we got to do an entire episode about video games.
E3 Spectacular!
Yeah, that was awesome. I can't believe we have all of these superhero games coming.
So
like Greg said, we'll let you guys know more when we know more, but until then, make sure you subscribe right here to the YouTube channel, like this video, share it with your friends, leave us some comments and feedback, go watch our other stuff. We work really hard, and we hope you guys like our contents. Also, if you'd like to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/thelevelupnetwork for just $1 or more, up to you. That's probably the best way to support us. If you're looking to contribute anything to the show, it helps us upgrade cameras.
Go find quarters in your couch.
Things like just throw some quarters at your computer screen. We'll get them.
Just chuck them. Don't break anything, though.
I appreciate you guys so much. My name is D Marchese. You can follow me on Twitter at _J. No, the Beast _NJ. It's been at the bottom of the screen. You can see it.
Take two. Here we go.
Greg is at Greg Verga. Follow us. Tweet at us. We love you. This has been episode 40 of Power Up. Take care. And until next time, Power Up.
Dun, 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 dun.